All right, guys, so we just did our slope, our midpoint, and our distance formula. Now we're going to move on to endpoint formula. So slope, distance, and midpoint. Or I'm sorry, distance and midpoint, not slope. Okay. What they gave you is they gave you your two endpoints. Okay, so they gave you this dot and this dot. That was distance and midpoint. Okay. Now, what endpoint gives you is it gives you, right, an endpoint and your midpoint. And what it is looking for is the other endpoint. Okay? So it gives you one of your endpoints and your midpoint, and it's looking for the other side. Okay, so that's what we'll find now. So let's say our endpoint is -2, 4, and our midpoint is 1, 2. All right? That's what's given. So in order to do this one, we have our 4 letters. Double, midpoint, subtract, endpoint. We had a nice acronym. Dogs must slobber everywhere. Okay? Which stands for double our midpoint, subtract our endpoint. So the way I like to do it, if you guys like it, that's good. If not, I'll show you a different way. But I fill in my information, right? So our midpoint, we have it over here. 1, 2. Okay? My endpoint, right over here. -2, 4. Okay? So double. To double something means to multiply it by 2. Okay? In fact, I'm going to do this. Okay, multiply it by 2. All right, so let's do that here. 1 times 2 equals 2. Okay? 2 times 2 equals 4. So guys, right there, that is our doubled midpoint. Okay? Next, what we are going to do is we are going to subtract our endpoint. Okay? Now, it becomes important to touch each of these. Okay? So you say 2 minus, and then whatever number is down here, because you're dealing with negative numbers. So let's look through it. Ready? 2 minus -2 is +4. Okay? Then we have 4 minus 4 is 0. Guys, you will notice, okay, up top what I do is I touch the times 2 with each of them. First my x value, then my y value. Okay? And then when I'm coming down to the bottom and I'm doing my subtraction, all right, I only match up x's with x's. So here's my x value minus my x value, and my y value minus my y value. Okay? And we end up with 4, 0. Now, before I conclude, I'm going to show you a different way. Some people don't like this. It's too jumbled up. So I'm going to show you one that goes straight in a straight line. Okay? So, again, don't forget this. Double, midpoint, subtract, endpoint. So we're going to start with our midpoint, right? Which was 1, 2. Now, we're going to double it. Double both of them. So there's 1 times 2 and 2 times 2. And we end up with 2, 4. Now we are going to subtract our endpoint, -2. Okay? Now remember, guys, with this one, touch every one. X minus x, y minus y. So we have 2 minus -2, 4, and 4 minus 4, 0. All right? So you start with your midpoint, you double it, get this, subtract your endpoint, and that'll give you your other endpoint. You were given this, and we found this.